So I have been experimenting with the granulating paints, particularly from White Knights and from Mission Gold, and one from Jackman's called Petal Shadow. So I thought I would see what happens if you mix these on regular 100% cotton watercolor paper and tried to paint something with them. And what I've discovered so far is that they do really well on areas that you want texture, like in the foreground here and in the mountain here and in the background and even in the sky. But for the water, I think they offer too much granulation and you don't get the look you want with the water. So when using granulating paints, you have to use them in the right areas, and I don't think you can paint everything with granulating paint. I tried it with this one, and you can see it's horribly overworked. I just kept going over it to see what would happen. And the more layers you put on, I did wet and wet over and over and over and over and over, and I did not let it dry between layers like I normally do, just to see what would happen. And you can see it got this kind of chalky finish to it. And it's obviously overworked, but until you do make mistakes that my students often make, you don't know how to stop them from making these mistakes if you don't know how the mistakes are made. So that's why I do these little experiments, and I just keep going on it. Even though this will go in the trash, it was a valuable lesson because the more layers I put on, the worse it looked. So this one has very few layers in it, and it was much better. So the moral of the story, I think, with these granulating paints is less is more. You can't layer them heavily because the pigments are heavy to begin with, and I think you just end up with kind of a muddy mess. So the colors I used in this, I used the Rose Dream, the Blue Dream, the Evening Broom, and the Morning Broom from White Knights, and I'm in love with this Rose Dream and Evening Broom colors. I used the Oxide Turquoise from Mission Gold, the Copper Green, I love these two. The black, the Graphite Black, I wasn't impressed with. This Black Mystery is from White Knights. The Petal Shadow here is from Jackman's, and this is currently my very favorite granulating color. So I'm playing around with these so that you won't be disappointed if you do buy granulating paints. So I hope you found this helpful, and I will continue to update you on my findings.